But like people who think that they like people who have gender dysphoria, especially teenagers, like they get over it when they grow up into an adult.
You must be speaking from experience because you sound like you know a whole lot.
Yeah, I
Are
am.
you?
Yeah.
You are?
Yep.
And you believe that everybody else feels the same way as you?
No, but like a lot of people, like a lot of people do, and especially like in this day and age, like
Who's squeaky bed is that? Y'all
I
heard
don't know
that?
what's wrong with it being mental illness. What's wrong with that?
like gender
Yours just the fact
gender
that it's not.
dysphoria
I mean,
cases
I
are
think
on
that
the
having a
rise now.
mental illness is going to be like bad, but once again, considering the fact that you have a mental illness, should you try to treat that and try to help that out? I don't trying to.
And people say that, and then they be like, "You shouldn't transition because that's not how you treat it." But then they
Right.
don't
'Cause, yeah,
propose.
that's not treating it or helping it at all. Let's put
But
in
then they
scenario
fail
where
to
there's a
propose
let's
an alternative.
because but what is also like a mental illness? I forgot.
Obviously, something went wrong in the childhood development of this person to cause this. It's plain and simple.
Yeah. Yeah, like schizophrenia or something like that. I would say wait, is schizophrenia like a mental illness?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, with that being said, like considering the fact that schizophrenia is like a mental illness, shouldn't you try and treat that and help them out? The same way, if somebody has gender dysphoria, you would give them some sort of
But
procedure or
No,
something
but
like
like
that.
there's two different like there's
Yeah.
multiple routes. You've got gender affirming care, and then you've got just like other care, like same as if you would treat someone with depression, you would try to like end their depression.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
like, I feel like
what
it'd be
is
like
gender?
treating
yeah,
their
you gotta
gender.
end the
With
trains. You
gender
gotta
No,
affirming
wait, hold
set
on.
them
What
care,
is
straight.
what
gender
I'm
affirming
saying
care?
Gotta
is
get them
gender
back on
affirming
the
care.
straight and narrow. That's what I'm saying.
That's like
That's
the
not how that
gender
works,
affirming care
bro.
is like you're changing the environment, like you're changing like their body to deal with their mental illness. It should be you're changing their mental illness to deal with their body. You know what I mean?
Okay, so are you saying that they just go to
Wise
therapy?
words. Wise words.
I mean, yeah. Like
Yeah,
I
so
feel
they
like that
already
should be like the no,
they
I feel
already
like
do
the way
that.
it should be, right? Yeah, I know that. The way it should be though is like you have to have like a intensive like therapy, and then if all roads don't work, like then you can think about starting to have gender affirming care.
Yeah, that's usually what people do because nobody wants to be a
Yeah,
part of
but
a
in this
nobody wants to be a part of a minority group
All
that
right,
gets
because I would
disadvantaged.
That's
also
not
want to say
true.
that if
That's not
you're,
true at all. That's not true at all.
Yeah,
Some
I
I
would
would
people like
disagree
I
being
with
would
that. I
say
think
victims.
a
that
lot of
Some people
a lot
like
of
being
people want to be a
let's
part
put a
of
scenario where
groups.
somebody has like
Where I'd
gender
say
dysphoria.
most people with sense wouldn't just wake up one day knowing that they don't have to do that. Nobody would wake up one day and decide that they want to be a part of a minority group that gets discriminated
That's not
against.
true. Some people like being victims. That's not true at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
straight trans. Yes, I'm
a
especially
trans.
lot of
like
people.
Some
Okay,
people
I don't think
victimize
lesbians,
yeah,
themselves
like
on
there's so
purpose
many other
to
situations
be
like I
in
don't know,
that
like
position. That's not true.
Or like also like think about like the 2020 lockdowns and all that stuff. Like a lot of people like identified with being like either homosexual or trans or whatever, just because they saw it as a
mm,
trend or whatever.
Yeah, and it's very
Like then
cool.
they
It's like,
actually turns out not
Exactly,
but
bruh. Exactly.
because they just they just want
how
something
is the you
that just
thinking
meant
trans is normal?
so
Like genetically, it's not a norm.
they also just want
Like
to be like
genetically,
their
you're
own
not supposed to
individuals.
think you're
So
another
like they just
gender.
do it through that.
Yes, it's atypical.
atypical what? What do you mean by
Being
it's
trans,
atypical?
like it's not like a typical human being. Like humans just come in a kind
Yeah,
of
I mean, I
typical
think we already
fashion.
get like the. Yeah, I think everybody got like the basis. It's not something that usually happens, nor do we think that it's something. I guess 100% the best, and I'm talking about gender dysphoria specifically. But once again, that's why we have treatments or anything like that set in place so we can help people with that. I think that's
So
kind
it
of
is a
the
mental illness then.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is a mental
having gender
illness.
dysphoria,
It's a
sure.
mental
Not being
illness.
T by yourself, no. Being
Think
T,
Again, what is the
Why
difference between
is the
T and
prompt
gender dysphoria?
being trans is not a mental illness if you agree it is a mental illness? That doesn't make sense.
no. I'm not saying that being T is a mental. I'm
Wait,
saying
what is the
having
difference
gender
between
dysphoria.
being T and
I'm
gender
confused.
dysphoria?
Being T
Well,
is.
Can you let her explain?
No, I'm a guy. I know I look
Okay,
like
can
a
you let her
woman.
explain?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Gender dysphoria specifically just like this mass uncomfortableness with this in your body. Meanwhile, being T or having gender incongruence, which T people do have as well. So it's not just all T people have gender dysphoria.
Having what? Having
Um,
what?
gender incongruence.
What does that
What
mean?
is
You do you guys wait? Do you guys
Oh, I don't know
know?
what integrant means. I mean, you couldn't even pronounce it yourself. So just explain what it means. Hello?
Awkward.
I'm so
Is
confused, bro.
is anyone here trans? Can someone explain what it means?
Yeah, the host is.
I think OP is.
Wait, host, why have you got the Bible on your thing if you're trans?
Are certain people not allowed to be Christians?
She can be Christian and trans. Just it's not. It's simple.
Well, I didn't say that only these people can be Christian. Everybody can be Christian, boo.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
but
Are you
the Bible goes
non-denominational?
against that. So, like, why would you
Are you
support something that
non-denominational?
actively demands your entire identity? You know what I mean?
That
No,
is-
silly. She can be Christian. She can
I
be
believe in
Christian, but she can still be sinful. Everyone's sinful. It doesn't matter
I mean,
whether
yeah,
or
I'm
not
not
she's
saying
trans or
she
whatever.
can't be Christian, but it's just
Yeah, but
weird
you
that
can't
you would
believe God
support
made
something
man
that
and woman and
undermines your
go
identity.
against
You know what
God's
I mean?
plan.
Yeah, that's fair
It's
enough.
like
But
it's like a black dude being a KKK member. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Like they
it
can
is.
do it, but
Why
like why
is
would you
that
do that?
correlation? No, that is like a very
No, they do,
broad
because what it's
correlation.
saying is that God's plan states that he made man and he made
Wait, I'm
woman,
sorry.
and
You
you
made that
changing that's
correlation.
going against
Who
God's
said,
plan.
I
who
never
said
stated
that?
otherwise. I never said that he didn't do that.
God made
wait,
man
so
and
Haley, are you
woman.
non-denominational?
I'm Protestant.
You're Protestant.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I hope you see. I'll pray
Wait,
for
what was
you.
that? Wait,
I hope you see
can we just go
the
back to that word you
light.
said before? Can you explain it?
Anyway, what actually is the
Inevitable.
argument here? Like,
Inevitable. What's the? Can you continue your point?
So yeah, my bad. Well, where did I leave off? Because my mom would call me.
You're talking about the difference between
I was saying
trans
yeah.
woman and
I was saying that
dysphoria.
being T by yourself isn't really classified as mental illness. Having gender dysphoria is, or it can be classified as having a mental illness because I think that it does meet the qualifications of what it is to have a mental illness,
what?
but have being T by yourself is not, because of the fact that some T people can have gender incongruence, which is like a how do I explain it?
Is that not just the same thing as gender dysphoria though? Because a T woman
No.
or a T man, they think that they
No,
should be the other
dysphoria
gender.
isn't
Yeah,
a mental
definitely.
illness.
Yeah, no. Having gender incongruence, I guess I could call it just like they prefer to be this other gender, but they're not gonna be. I don't think that. Hold on, let me search up the definition again because I don't want to get the definition wrong, and then you like hold me on that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, give me 1 minute. In the
A
meantime,
marked,
just
lasting inconsistency between an individual's experience, gender, and their S assigned at birth. That's the Google definition.
wait. Sorry, can you say the definition again?
A marked, lasting inconsistency between an individual's experience, gender, and their S assigned at birth.
Okay, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. And just to say it out loud, or just to that meaning that they're not gonna like have this sort of discomfort from being like a male or something like that, where yeah, a T woman being a male having it dysphoria, compared to a person with gender incongruence. The same, like, yeah, I think you understand. Like, there's two T women, one with gender incongruence and the other one with gender dysphoria. The one with gender dysphoria has more of an I guess an uncomfortableness with the sort of biological thing that they're born as. Because I'm pretty sure we all know by this point we should all know what gender dysphoria is, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Uh, putting them on like a very comparison, you would see that one has more of this sort of deep uncomfortableness than the other one. Um, I mean, I'm not the
Because
best.
gender dysphoria comes from gender incongruence, right?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does, because
No,
gender
wait,
dysphoria is
sorry.
the
Wait,
distress
actually,
and
hold on.
gender
I'm not sorry. What did
incongruence
you
is
say?
the illness.
Oh, wait, sorry.
It's a
Wait,
mental
hold on.
disorder.
Sorry. Wait, hold on. Wait. What did you say that it came from? You said gender dysphoria came from gender incongruence.
Gender dysphoria is the stress and the discomfort that comes with
Oh yeah, I can agree
gender.
to that. But once
And
again,
your gender
one's more broader
incongruence
and
is
deeper than the other one.
the state of that happening.
Yeah,
Woo!
I know that. I know that it does come from that, but once again, there's still two different things despite it coming from that. That's like what's it call it? Say a mom gives birth to like two twins or something like that. Um, Despite them, I guess, coming from the same person, they still have two different, or these sort of twins have two split different personalities, and they're completely different from personality wise to how they necessarily dress. It's kind of like that.
Oh!
Yeah, but the
What?
WHO says that gender incongruence stems from gender dysphoria.
Yeah, I literally said that, but once again, that's why I gave like the analogy. Um, oh my god, no.
Yeah, so if it stems from a mental illness, wouldn't it also be a mental illness?
No.
None of them are mental illnesses.
Yeah, because gender incongruence doesn't have the qualifications to meet for the sort of gender. Sorry.
Neither does
Gender.
gender dysphoria.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Stop talking over me, just please. Gender incongruence doesn't really have the sort of qualifications to meet and to be classified as a mental illness. Meanwhile, gender dysphoria can. So no.
Wait, so I don't. So wait, so gender dysphoria is where they feel completely uncomfortable with completely uncomfortable with their gender, right? But gender incongruence means that they're like kind of uncomfortable. This is what I'm understanding right here, right? So how does that determine whether or not you're mentally ill? I don't really see a difference.
Okay, yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is one stems from it just being they like they stem away from it, or like they their, I guess their biological schmecks differs from them like at birth. While this while that isn't necessarily what causes sort of distress with mental disorder, something like that. It's more of oh my god, I zoned out. Okay, I'll restart what I was trying to say. What I'm trying to tell you is that who's laughing? Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that putting them on a two scales, one meets the qualifications for having some sort of, and I quote, mental illness more than the other. And I'm saying that gender dysphoria, considering the fact that it actually fills in the box of what it is to be classified as a mental illness, you can consider that a mental illness. But because of the fact that gender incongruence doesn't have this sort of qualification, then no, you can't really classify it as a mental illness either. And by the way,
are you?
What?
Sorry, I was asking Josh, the guy that you're talking to. Josh, do you consider being trans a mental illness? Is that like I just wanted to get that straight? If that's what you think.
Yeah, I consider gender incongruence as a
Okay, can you unseat underground
Okay, so-
man? Unseat him, bro.
Because Okay, so you think that being trans, right? That is a mental illness. Do you know what a mental illness is?
No, I don't consider being trans as a mental illness. So I said that gender dysphoria and gender incongruence is a mental illness. So because like some people can be trans because of like attention seeking or whatever, right? I don't see attention seeking as a mental illness.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd just like to remind everybody that
Yeah.
factually speaking, they are not classified as mental illnesses.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I agree. Being by yourself is not classified as some sort of mental illness. But what was I gonna say? If they're doing it for like a trend or they're doing it for quote attention, then I don't think they really quote classifies. I don't think they actually are T in that sort of sense.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like it's a bit confusing because if they say they are T, then I have to go with it, right? I can't really just say, "Oh no, you're not T" because you're attention seeking, right? That's why I wouldn't call every person that's T thingy a mental illness because some of them could be attention seeking. That's obviously not a mental illness.
I mean,
Yeah, but like you have to acknowledge that many people in the LGBT do have issues due to a lot of people just not finding that stuff normal, and so they may get hate from the
yeah, they have issues
and
from
so coming out into the adult world with this unpacked baggage and mental issues, and they may inadvertently or inadvertently at times bring down other people. And
yeah,
I
I'm
expect
sorry,
them
but
to react.
everybody has some sort of. Wait, hold on. I want to first make this known. Every person has some sort of issues, whether you're straight, G, or whatever. But I also want to add to the fact that I don't know why you kind of brought this point about how LGBT tends to have more issues or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I did see a study about that.
It feels like what you're trying to do is like say that the reason why they have these issues is because of the fact that they're G or T, which
well, yeah.
unless you disagree with me and you're not actually saying that, then
That's exactly what I'm saying. No, because the way people they get treated because of being that. Yes, because then what's
yeah, no, I'm saying these issues.
Yo, that is not true. First of all,
Yeah, that's discrimination. That's not, I guess,
almost 11% of the T community usually has mental disorders, and you don't get mental disorders from being T. I would know. I had mine prior to
them. You're thinking I'm faulting them for being hated on, but I mean, what's the fault of them getting hated on? Because they are what they are.
I'm just saying because you just said that they have mental disorders because they're T.
I didn't say disorders. I specifically said mental issue, meaning like it may not be exactly their fault, but there is still.
You said that they had mental issues because they're T. All of my mental issues,
I said because of the trauma and baggage they're dealing with. See?
I had all of my stuff going on prior to being trans, though. So.
Well, yeah. You probably won't be attributing that to being T.
What? Wait,
no,
what?
he's saying that there's a correlation between like mental illnesses like anxiety and depression because transgender people they get like discriminated more.
Like, let's say, for example, you're G and your parents kick you out. Like, see, that is probably, like, not necessarily the fault of you being G, but you being G did take a big part in that, right? And, for example, you have conservative Christian parents, right?
I'm a Christian, bro.
Well, listen, that's you. And didn't you just relay the message to me that, your trauma wasn't a result of you being T, so.
So, baby, I didn't mention trauma. I mentioned, like, mental disorders and stuff.
I have a question. Mr. Judge, ma'am, or sir, whatever you want to go by. Maybe they, them. I don't really know. But since you were born a man, do you still have a penis? Or did you cut it off?
Are you at school?
Okay, I like to clear the air, people.
No, he's definitely at school. I don't know.
I like to clear the air. Just for those uneducated folks.
Yeah,
I think that you'd have to be mentally ill to want to be transgender.
What?
Okay. Well, anyway.
Again?
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
I'd like to debate this.
Moving forward, only 11% of the T community has mental disorders, by the way. But I just like to clarify and clear the air. T women do not cut anything off. If you were
Haley,
part, you would probably
is that including just diagnosed people because they could just be mostly undiagnosed.
Probably, but T women do not cut anything off. If you cut off a body part, you would probably bleed out and die. They get a surgery and it's a lot more complicated than just cutting it off.
Well, I mean, but that deduction isn't exactly unrealistic, is it?
Why?
It is very unrealistic.
Yeah,
Do not cut off their body parts, y'all. They do not cut it.
Sausage,
See,
like,
women do not get kitchen knives and chop their wieners off. I promise you they don't. The vast majority of them don't.
make it the shape
Yeah.
of a
Too
flower.
scared to do the research yourself?
Say that wiener was cut off. I don't think that's.
Are you too scared to do the research yourself?
I'm not scared at all. I'm just
Well, then do the research yourself, and you'll get your answer.
I know they call it like what this.
Nah. You're just afraid.
I know the operation. They call it a this plasty or that plasty, but I don't believe what that guy said.
This plastia. No,
I
don't know what you're talking about.
And if I said I'm gonna get voice banned, okay, but like
Yes.
that's not an unreasonable thing. What he said, yeah, I mean, like, they take a scalpel, they do some cutting, so I mean, it's not a ridiculous thing. What he said, not a ridiculous thing.
It is, because they're basically just saying that you just chopped it like clean off, and that doesn't even make sense.
That's not.
But obviously, I feel like he understands like there's some type of surgery, but like when you really look at it at face value of like zero, like
Exactly. What did you just say? What did you just say? At face value. That means you don't know the full story. No, at face value. This is what I'm looking at. At face value. Without looking at the full context. You just said at face value.
It has to be complicated. Why can't we look at things at face value?
Okay, I'm not saying that we have to know the whole. I'm not saying that we have to.
If a woman said that you were I won't say it because it's Roblox, but like if anything, like super bad, and they're like, don't look at it at face value. Like they're like, no, doesn't matter. She said that you did this. Like, would you combat that? Because like obviously that's false.
One seems to be an accusation, the other seems to be just a one-off comment. No, hold on, but you gotta understand. One seems to be an accusation, which I could be fighting for my life in the court of law. But this comment that this guy said, which was the actual comment that actually happened, was just a one-off comment and not a ridiculous comment.
What comment was that?
There are two different weights. We want to talk about context. Let's talk about the context of that hypothetical and what really happened. They have two different weights. Very different weights. Like, see, like look at us argue about this right now. That guy making that one comment. Like, this is ridiculous.
Well, anyway, if you want to just like be short with it instead of saying, because I'm not saying you have to know the entire procedure and how it works, but they're cutting it off. The procedure, there's no cutting, it off.
There's no cutting.
No, well, there is cutting, but you're not cutting
none.
it off. They turn it inside out. That would be a little bit more accurate to say.
You're just mad.
But like,
shocked.
Me feel uncomfortable of hearing that explanation. Now you would understand why I would rather just.
But I feel uncomfortable with somebody spreading misinformation and saying that T people cut off body parts.
Can I ask
when
a
you
question?
Say that, then everybody else who just heard you is under the impression that T women cut off their body parts when they don't.
Can I ask a question to this person?
Yeah.
So, did you watch SpongeBob as a kid?
What is the relevance of that?
The relevance is
answer
that.
the question. Just answer the question.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. I've had MAGA dads not let their sons watch their own children watch SpongeBob because SpongeBob was quote unquote gay.
No, he is. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed by Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
what is the relevance of this, sir?
The relevance is that I have been a child and I have witnessed gay shit my entire life. I might get banned soon, but like I'm not gay. I'm a cis.
Just say G, like you're always gonna get yourself banned. Like
you're gonna get actual banned soon.
You can't determine G by you just either are or you're not.
Relevance, but like see the semantics that like oh my god, like what is that guy even talking about? Like
you can't get turned into something. Like you can't get turned by. You're just either attracted.
Media doesn't influence you.
Question. I didn't say any of that.
You either get, because for me, when I growing up, I wasn't allowed to do. My mom told me that you got to be a boy, and that boys aren't supposed to do this, and boys aren't supposed to do that. And I still turned out to be my own person.
I see.
I was heavily influenced to be straight, but I didn't turn out straight because you can't make somebody something they're not.
Right.
He's flabbergasted.
You know what? I'm gonna give you an extreme hypothetical. Do you believe people are born their orientation?
I don't believe that babies come out of the womb knowing what they like. I think that it's something that develops later in life when you start getting crushes or something.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, but mental baggage. Like that's what we need to take time. Like, actually accounted for. Like, I feel like too much people in the LGBT, they want to be acknowledged for being LGBT. Like, they'll say, "Oh, I have this issue," and it'll be like the cherry on top. Like, "Oh, I'm G or I'm L." But like, let's just address the issue, right?
I don't have any mental baggage that caused me to be GY. I just was GY.
In general, because I see many LGBT people doing it. Like, if you feel
so that's personal experience. Why are you extending this universal and saying I see it?
Because it's not unrealistic.
People do this because I've seen it.
But you tell me if it's unrealistic or not.
It is. You giving your personal experience to give a generalization or to make it a broader term than it seems. Yes, that.
You haven't seen good enough of LGBT people who will always bring up their orientation as if it's their livelihood.
Personally, me, no, not once.
Two different worlds, but I'm still gonna go off it anyways. I noticed like these people like they'll seek affirmation rather than actual help. Like, and if you're not even gonna affirm
what would
yourself,
actual help be? What would you propose they do instead?
Actual mental health. Because
we need to be in therapy, you know that, right?
So therapy.
Listen.
You do know that you cannot get gender affirming care without going to therapy first, right? Like
you need like at least 6 months of therapy till you even get a diagnosis for being T.
Yeah.
People aren't just
and I will say, especially when you're a minor, they give you a very hard time about it. You don't just walk up to therapy. They don't.
Is that unfair? Is that unfair?
I mean, yeah, that's why most of us start HIT at 18 or something.
Have to bring into question if they're actually serious about this. This is a drastic change that may change the course of the rest of their life. That's not unrealistic.
If I came out at 14 and at 17 I said, yeah, I want HRT, you wouldn't give it to me even though I've been out for 3 years and it wasn't a phase.
I just want to say that's an example of what happens when we add nuance to everything. Do you not believe we should be taking things slow with children?
I don't care, boo.
3 years is slow.
I'm not doing this process slow, babes.
Well, listen, I'm very uncomfortable with those names you do call me. I am extremely uncomfortable with that. So if that could get a problem,
what are we calling you?
Like, I don't want to reiterate it out my own mouth, but I would be very comfortable if we would just stop using those.
I've heard anybody.
I don't want to give voice, but like the babes and all that. Like, could you please put a?
Oh, girl, it's lame. It's lame. That's just how they talk.
I'm not a girl. Please.
I didn't call you a girl.
No, but you went, oh girl. Like, let's just.
I wasn't calling you a girl.
So insecure.
Okay, but can we just like?
Does it hurt your feelings that bad?
Just take a step back. All right.
It hurts your feelings that bad.
I don't believe it's unreasonable if you're taking it slow with the children. Okay, because you have to take into account that what if they may regret it down the line, and you can bring up the rates all you want, but we always have to be careful. All right. We have to.
Do the majority regret it?
Like, there's no being sure. Okay.
Yeah, which is why we put them through therapy and stuff like that, just so that.
This guy wants a debate, but he has no idea.
Is this guy like, okay, why is he singing now? I'm confused. This guy's like,
he just seems immature and like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't feel like everybody should have to. I understand if the minor's under 16. Personally, I don't think that anybody under 16 should be getting hormones.
Yeah.
Maybe puberty blockers, but not hormones. But I feel like after hormones, I mean after 16, you should be allowed to start hormones. And it would really suck if I had to follow the rules that these people are like saying that I should follow. Like, you want me to wait till I'm 20, or you want me to wait till I'm 18? Girl, no. I'm doing informed consent and calling it a day.
Like, I don't want to finish my transition at like 30. Thank you.
Right.
I want to live my life. I want to be a young adult in my own like body.
Like,
I feel
everyone's
comfortable
being
in.
happy late in life.
Are you a team man?
Yeah, I'm a team man.
Okay. Okay.
I hope we can all get you the help that you need.
Oh, I'm getting help. I'm getting help transitioning.
That's
I'm in
kind of the
therapy,
whole
thank you.
point to get help, so you can get help transitioning and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Sorry, boy. I think you need help to cure your ignorance. So
That's
No,
just
for
a
real.
band-aid. It's a band-aid solution. It doesn't actually fix anything that's going on.
What?
It's a band-aid solution, bro.
What do you mean band-aid
solution?
Transitioning is just a band-aid solution to the mental illness problem, bro.
Yeah, you get an
So what's
injection
the
and then
permanent
you put a
situation,
bandage on it.
expert? You're the expert, so what's the permanent solution?
To be honest, I don't really know. I just know that ain't it.
Then why are you saying it's a band-aid?
So then you're not helping. You're not helping. You're just
It
trying to
doesn't
make
solve
it
the
worse.
problem. It just delays it.
You're making it worse. If you're trying to get rid of the one thing that people already have that is making it somewhat better, then you're not helping. You're just making things worse.
No, man, because we need a better. So we need to like stop this problem from the root. Whatever the root cause of this problem is, it just needs to be stopped from there.
Well,
so
until you find that root, you need
harm.
to hush up about it because you're not helping.
Bro, I think it's something that goes wrong in the development of the child when it's being raised, bro. Something goes wrong there, man. I think that's the cause, man.
Are you okay? Are you sober right now?
Or
Like, what's
some
going
people are
on?
just different. Some people are just different.
Yeah, okay, there's a difference between being different and then just coming out, half-baked, the wrong way.
There's no wrong or right way to people in here.
right.
All right, so would you say someone with dementia is the same as the typical person?
Well, no.
What's typical to you?
Why wouldn't they be considered a typical person if they have dementia?
They're a
Why
typical
is that?
person. They just also have dementia.
That kind of contradicts itself. What do you mean?
Well, what makes them not a typical person?
The reason we call it dementia is because it's something that's abnormal from a typical person's brain. Not everybody forgets what they did 5 minutes ago. That's why we have a word for it. It's dementia, or Asperger's, or like any other something wrong with the brain you want to call it.
I'm vegan, so I prefer you not mention burgers in here.
What's wrong with burgers?
I mean, being vegan isn't a mental illness. Humans are omnivores. You can eat whatever you want. I mean, that's not really the same
Burgers
thing.
is my trigger word, so please don't say that in here.
You said it yourself.
I mean,
She's a
it's
herbivore.
a free country, so I don't really care about that. I don't really need to care about that.
Okay, well, just don't let it happen again.
Hey, but what's wrong
I
with
just
burgers?
don't think you quite understand it. Like, why does it say being trans is not a mental illness when it is? I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying it's a mental illness.
Because it's not
What makes
classified
it that?
You're spreading
Hey,
misinformation.
but hold on, Haley Blue, wasn't it
Because it is
classified as a mental
something.
illness just a few years ago?
And
was
now
classified
it
as-
is.
Are we in a few years ago, or are we in the present?
It's a mental
because
illness because
America's a
it's
soft-
something that's
America's
wrong.
The West is a soft
different with
country.
Are we in the
brain
past or the present?
compared to the
Is
typical
it
person.
2026 or is it
What is
2026 or is it 2015?
The West is delusional, so they allow people in their country to do whatever they like. So now they allow men and women to think they're not men and women.
Okay, we don't ignorant people. This is not a space for ignorant people. If you're a bigoted person, please go find another podcast. Yes, well, yes. If we're gonna be ignorant, then there's no need to be talking.
Wait, how old are you?
You're just so. The queen is 16.
You're 16?
Yes.
Oh,
Complain to
They're not putting the
Roblox, not
18
her.
category.
Right. The queen's talking in third person. Well, yes, the queen is.
Just change the title, man.
Why?
I know. Does it bother you? Does it make you uncomfortable?
The
Does
title
it
is a
trigger you?
factual statement.
I mean, you're asking me if untrue statement bothers me. I'm gonna say yeah. Like if I see something that's obviously not true, I'm gonna say something about it. I mean,
Degrees and jobs would disagree with you, boo.
I just don't understand what's wrong with calling it a mental illness. Why is that a bad thing?
Because that's a lie. Because it's a lie.
How's it a lie? It's something different with the human brain that's not typical in human behavior. We have words for these different kind of things, like dementia. Like I don't understand why that's such a bad thing. I mean, it's just a different way. Like it doesn't mean you're not human. It's just like not typical, so you call it something else.
What's typical?
Just because it's not normalized. It's a mental illness because it's not normalized to you. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, no, it's not. What do you mean, like in society?
Not like
I mean,
illness.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
not
like,
typical because it's not
why do you
normalized.
call someone?
Like you're the norm?
No. Just let me. Why do you call someone who's in a wheelchair, their legs don't work? Why do you call them a disabled person? Like, why do you
Because they're not
differentiate
able.
them like that?
Because they lack the
Yeah, but
ability.
why? Like, why do we need a term for that? Like, why call them
Because they
that?
can't
But we know
Why-
what to call it. Like,
Why don't you
bro.
just call them the typical person? Like, they're just normal, right? Why do you call them disabled?
What is this logic? What
Because
is
they're not
They're
normal.
not able to do things an able person can do. Like disabled.
My dad's in a
What
wheelchair.
makes them more disabled than another person?
Why are
What's
you
the
comparing
difference?
disabled people to? I'm so confused right now.
Right.
Because they're not the norm. That's why they're disabled.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but she might miss the bus too.
So something that you don't understand is automatically not normal or mental illness. Got it.
We
know how you
understand how a disabled person works. We still
You
call
don't
them disabled.
understand gender dysphoria, though.
Right.
I mean, there are people with educations and, like I said, jobs that do though, and those people determine that it's not one.
Who?
I mean, technically,
Like who?
it is a mental
Oh.
illness, though. I mean, you don't feel comfortable in your own
appreciate
body.
the 50
You
rolls.
must be an expert. Did you go to school?
Thank you.
What?
Did you go to school?
What are you for? What? Why? Why does that matter? I'm in school right now.
So you didn't?
I mean, because
I'm
the
in
people
school
that
right
did
now.
go to school, the people that did go to school for this said that it's not one. And you didn't.
Are you?
Don't know
Are you one of those
anything?
people?
Who's donating this?
You didn't go to school, and you're
No,
saying
just a
that
cl-
there's a mental illness.
No, I'm just trying to clarify. Are you one of those people who went to school for it? Because you are 16, so I don't think that's true.
Well, I'm not, but I'm going based off of the experts.
The experts.
Um,
Okay.
I don't-
Can you define what a mental illness is? Since they told you what it was.
That's a
Can
good
you
question.
can you define
You said the
mental illness?
professional. You said the professionals told you and went to school for this and what it was. So can you define what it is? Since you know already.
Can you define in Latin?
So we're gonna dodge the question. Okay.
Can you define?
This never gets us anywhere.
Can you
Dodging
divide?
the question.
Can
Okay.
you define ban in Latin?
You don't even speak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Why you been? He had a pretty good question. I don't think there's anything wrong with what he asked.
I'm just saying there's professionals who are saying this, and then there's non-professionals who are saying that. Who are you gonna believe? The educated people or the uneducated people?
I mean, true, but it's not wrong to question things that are told to you by professionals. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, you shouldn't just take everything they say verbatim. They're not God.
True. But you should at least try to educate yourself then. If you're gonna challenge what they said, you need to get on their level and understand what they're talking about. Because there's a reason that they're a professional and you're not.
Oh, clock it.
What? Okay, then. What makes it not a mental illness then? Why can't it be classified as that?
You'd have to ask somebody who went to school for that. I don't know. I'm just telling you that. I'm not a professional. I'm just telling you I'm going based off of what they said, and they said that it's not classified as one. So you'd have to ask them.
Why?
Ask them. I didn't say that.
They asked us this information.
But you're saying that it's not based on what they told you, so you should know what they
because they're educated. No, they should know the reason. Because I didn't make the
claim. If you're gonna believe what they say, you should also know that same reason. So you're educated, like you said.
So do you just do research
That's
on
part of the education?
Like, did you when you were at school and they told you that the sky was blue for this reason? Did you actually go outside and research why the sky was actually blue so that you could believe them?
I mean, when I was a kid, no, but kids are like sponges; they just absorb everything they hear.
I found a source.
It wouldn't be wrong to question why the sky is blue. I don't think that's a wrong thing. Like it sounds obvious, like obviously, like you look up and the sky is blue, but it's not wrong to question why it's blue or why the reasoning someone else gave you for why the sky is blue, because that reason could be wrong. I mean, you never know. Like people thought 1,000 years ago that rain was just God's tears. So if you asked a professional back then, they would say, oh, God is crying, so that's why waters come from the sky. When in reality, that's not true.
But I would say, wait, hold on. What was somebody that wanted to ask a question? If somebody wanted to ask a question.
I was just saying I had a source to provide, but if we don't want to do that, then I won't provide it.
Oh, I mean, you can provide the source. Go ahead.
It was from National Institute of Health, and it was saying all the reasons why it's not a mental illness. So
I couldn't hear another.
Who said that?
What?
Can you state the reasons, please?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Hold on, I gotta scroll. It's a long, little thing because there's so many reasonings, you know. So, okay. So gender dysphoria, all that really is just the stress within being incongruent with what you're assigned with and how you feel. So it's not an illness because it's a natural thing, and it's just it's just how you feel. Are we not allowed to feel things?
I would say that the difference between gender incongruence and gender dysphoria is the uncomfortableness, and the uncomfortableness is kind of what classifies things as mental illness. Just like, for example, a person having schizophrenia, if you know that they're discomfort with this sort of thing, then yeah, you can and at best it can harm them or other people around them with this sort of thing. So that by itself could be classified as a mental illness. Meanwhile, gender incongruence doesn't have meet that qualification because having gender incongruence doesn't harm you or yourself to have that. So
Right.
ooh, but yeah, because of the fact that being T means that you can be born with either gender dysphoria or
Ladies and gentlemen, your
it doesn't mean you can be born with gender incongruence or gender dysphoria. That generally means that being T by itself isn't really considered a mental illness. I mean, but let's put in a scenario where a T person is or they are born with gender incongruence and they have this sort of thing, then bye Shayla. Sorry. What was I gonna say? Let's put a scenario where they have gender dysphoria. Why should that generally because of the fact that they have gender dysphoria suddenly that means they shouldn't get some sort of surgery to help themselves? Because literally I would actually recommend people getting surgeries, especially if they have gender dysphoria. That seems like the best possible outcome for them. So I could be wrong, but based off of what I've seen so far, I think that it'd be more preferred.
Where is everybody? Because hello.
I'm here. I'm
trying to figure out if that Darley is person is a child because they sound like one. How did these kids keep coming in here?
I mean, we have a host that's literally a 16-year-old. How are you?
Yeah, but I mean like 13, 12, not 16.
Haley girl, do you not sleep? I just woke up. Actually.
Yeah, I woke up an hour ago.
I woke up at
What
6.
time is it for you?
It's 7.
Your
It's 7
balls.
in the morning. It's 7 in the morning for me.
It's like 2 p.m. here.
Well, I don't know where you are. So.
Oh, Germany.
Oh. Actually, I have bad experience in Germany, or people in Germany. I met a guy that I was talking to, and I quote, in Germany. He lived in Germany, but the dude was just weird. Like, he was pretty much like he was a KK. I mean, I can't say it. He was not
Yeah,
that.
they're weird.
He was
people in Germany.
he was like
It's going on your mouth.
It was a.
That is a child. Get him out of here.
Yeah,
Where are they at?
It's a darly cool kid. They sound like 12, 14.
Hey,
something
I
like
can
that.
tell by the avatar too.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just
I was
gonna say
wondering why
that.
they're not gone yet.
What was I gonna say though? The guy was like a botsy person. It replaced the B with an N. Yeah, they were that kind of guy. I don't know why I was even talking to the dude because I'm gonna be low key. Actually, no. The reason I even got with him or I stayed like and I quit a relationship with him was because he was the only person that liked me. So I'm like, okay, I might as well take something better than nothing at all. So
I say be single.
I mean,
Don't date the
definitely
German.
looking at it now, I would definitely be single now. But beforehand, I wasn't really thinking like that.
What the?
Fuck is an uncollie. Carly didn't even say anything.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's up?
Is everyone trans here?
No.
Yes, we are all trans.
Most of us, I guess.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
not
just
sure. I'm just G.